All right, y'all. We're back in another video, back in another reaction, backslash. Let's talk about it. So, it is Monday. That one day of the week that nobody likes. It's Monday. But on this Monday, we have a very interesting topic to talk about. The Juju Watkins versus Caitlin Clark debate. Why is this a thing? I don't know. But before we start, I want to give congratulations and shout out to Juju Watkins for signing one of the richest women's basketball shoe endorsements with Nike. I've been seeing her on TV during the playoffs running in the rain. She's definitely getting a contract extension. And not only that, she's partnered with Gatorade. So now we know who's paying for team dinners, paying for team lunch and team breakfast. None other than Juju Watkins. Perhaps a salad, perhaps not. We ordering off the right side of the menu. Simple. Anyways, let's get back into the video. Nike and Gatorade, they'll refund her. So paying for team dinner should be nothing. Because you know it's going towards the shopping cart. Getting the new J's, the new Nikes for season, baggy jeans, a nice jacket. You know, the hair care products for the slick bun. You know what I'm saying? All that money going to the product. But on some real stuff, congratulations to Juju though. But why are we having this debate about Juju Watkins versus Caitlin Clark? I have no idea. But we're going to go ahead and watch this really quick. And then we're going to get into what I think about who's going to be the next face of women's college, since we all know Caitlin Clark is gone, obviously. So we'll watch this real quick. With Caitlin Clark gone, who's next? Juju Watkins speaks on the next.
Sure you're aware of the popularity of women's basketball increasing over the last several years, and now you're especially next year, Caitlin's going to be gone. It's going to be all you. Do you kind of feel, is it pressure, is it exciting? What is that feeling like, knowing that you're the face of women's college basketball here?
Whoa, that's a big title. I wouldn't say that. I think that it's just, I wouldn't be considered the person I am without my competition. I mean, the comp is everything. The conferences, the great teams. I mean, I guess that's really what matters. Just who you're playing. I think that's also a factor in how great you are, and just seeing who you're able to play in. So I wouldn't say I'm doing it alone. I mean, there's great teams everywhere, so many great players, and I'm just glad that I get to play against them.
I love it.
Yeah. That girl dope. You know how she said that?
Jackie, what's up with this though? This what we doing? Jackie, what are we doing, bro? I know this is old, but it's just like we watching this on a Monday right before 9 a.m. Jackie, what are we doing?
What she had.
Pasadena, like an Amazon.
Playing
What are we doing, Jackie?
Anyway, I like to be nosy, Juju. What has been some of the great advice that players have gave you? I don't care if it's legends, because you know a lot of celebrities that's here and gave you all type of talks when you've been at the games. I want to know, what type of advice have people gave you as you go to this next level in your career?
I don't know. I get a lot of advice, but I think I'm very receptive when it's coming from like people in my circle. So I would just say my parents just always tell me to just hold my head high.
Did she look like that? Did she look like her dad or her mom? Who she look like the most? I mean, right here, she got Pop's nose, but it looked like she got her mama face. I don't know. You let me know in the comments.
Remain happy throughout this journey. I mean, so many things coming at me. So I think just protecting my peace and my inner peace is most important.
Well, do me one thing. Give me a player. Give me a player. Somebody,
a player. Okay, you want a player?
Your mom and your dad.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I want to see what player gave you some advice to help you out.
Present?
Anybody.
Okay, I would say Cheryl Miller. We've had great conversations. She told me to find a safe, like a space where I could just be free of all expectations and stuff like that. So still working on that and stuff like that, just making sure that I'm good, on and off the court.
When we speaking of like iconic in the sport of women's basketball, Angel Reese is definitely at the top of that, with how much she's been scrutinized, how much she's been praised, how much she's been idolized. She is one of the biggest faces in women's basketball, college or WNBA. Have you been able to connect with her at all on any advice or?
No, I haven't. But I mean, what she's doing for the game is just exciting. She's so exciting to watch, and I think her numbers speak for themselves. Just constantly doubles and stuff like that. So she's a great player, and she really helped him grow in the game.
Yeah.
Speaking of advice, it's great that Paul George brings that up, because we have this. Lindsay Godalev, the USC's women's basketball head coach, apparently reached out to Iowa about Caitlin Clark to prepare Juju Watkins for pretty much the future.
Already seen it in practice. It's pretty cool.
As a coach, how do you help her navigate what will inevitably be a season with the spotlight just squarely on her?
Yeah. Well, in terms of Juju, the basketball player, I've always felt like one of my biggest goals was to almost stay out of the way and let her step into her greatness. And when she did that her freshman year, now with it comes a ton of
Get her the ball and move out the way.
attention.
Give her the ball and let her do her. Let her be Juju.
And when she did that her freshman year, now with it comes a ton of attention. So, our administration has reached out to Iowa quite a bit and said, okay, tell us what we need to know. Some of the things that Caitlin dealt with. I reached out to Caitlin and say, how can I help Juju with this? I feel like it's my job to make sure that I'm using all the resources. I've tapped into my NBA people saying, okay, when you have someone, who's going to get this much attention, how do you, A, keep them safe, but B, allow them to embrace everything that's going on. So those are the resources that I've tried to use. And then it's always just keeping that relationship with her, trying to make sure she's comfortable with me to say when she needs something or when something isn't going right. But we're all looking forward to the attention and making sure that we're ready to embrace it.
I like that she did that. And I say that because most people don't know how to adapt to being the face of something, if that makes sense. And especially being her coach. Last year it was kind of like, all right, she's a freshman, let her do her. Now it's more like she ain't necessarily big sister yet, because she's still learning too. But we know who the face of USC is now, and that's because it's Juju. So to be able to reach out to as many people as you can to prepare your star for what's going to happen sophomore, junior, and senior year. I like how she reached out to, her peers to prepare her for what's going to happen next. But there's always going to be that debate of who was better, Juju or Caitlin Clark. I seen it yesterday. Here's what I think about it, right? My question is, why are we comparing the two? Why are we comparing Juju Watkins' game to Caitlin Clark's in college? Because we know what Caitlin's done in the WNBA. She's a whole player, a whole professional now. But even as far as the college Caitlin goes, they are two different players. We're going to talk about Caitlin last because we talked about enough Caitlin for the last 30 days. Let's introduce Juju Watkins to the channel, right? I've been watching Juju play basketball since at least some part of her junior year going into her senior year, right? When I watch Juju play, she plays nothing like Caitlin Clark does. And when I say that, I mean her game is way different. Juju Watkins' game is not three like Caitlin's is. Juju Watkins' game, how she plays basketball is, I'm going to get to my spot and make something happen. I can't show y'all NCAA or March Madness because, they maybe put the copyright claim something. But if you watch, okay, we'll watch this one, right? Juju Watkins' game is more of a mid-range assassin, a player that gets to the basket or hits the mid-range shots like a Paul George, a Devin Booker, a Bradley Beal, a DeMar DeRozan. Those midi assassins, not shooting a whole bunch of threes like Caitlin Clark does. You can even see right here, a get to the basket. That's a big 6'2" move, right? Get to her spot, midi. And I know she said she wants to work on slowing the game down for her and not playing at a faster pace. Hopefully not Luka slow, because Luka plays like he's 75, but he's still scoring 30. But to slow down the game like a PG, a Paul George, and still get to her spot, even in the offseason. Who is she working with? USC legend DeMar DeRozan. Working on getting to their spots, using pump fakes, drawing fouls, and getting to the free throw line. Her game is just way different. Get to the basket, working with Phil Handy on left hand, right hand finishes, get to her spot. Again, she will shoot a three though. Don't get it twisted. She will pop a three when needed to, when she's feeling herself. But her game is get to the basket, shot creating, and mid-range shots. Again, another get to the basket. Get to the basket. That's crazy. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually insane. I'm gonna leave that alone. But yeah, her game is get to the spot. And I don't care what statistical stat you bring up. She shoot 30% from 3, 40% from the field. I don't care. She was 18 dropping 50 on Stanford. This is an 18-year-old dropping 51 on Stanford. And I see Haley Jones, who's in the WNBA, Cameron Brink, who's also in the WNBA. I don't know if Kiki Ariafen played in his game, but that's her new teammate now. And once again, no, that's not Haley Jones. I don't know who that is. But Cameron Brink definitely was playing, as I can see right here. Her game is get to her spot and make something happen. So when you try to compare Juju's game to somebody like this, who we all know what she's famous for. We all know what Caitlyn does. I've already told y'all. Her game is brain rot. Like, who is shooting this far from the basket? And it goes in. This is the closest thing to a Trae Young, a Damian Lillard, a Klay Thompson, a Steph Curry that we've had in the women's game. A player that can also create a shot, but is pulling from 30 and also play makes. So to me, when people try to compare the two, it's two different kind of players. You know what I mean? And then last thing before we end this video off, in my personal opinion, we won't, at least for myself, I won't be able to tell if Juju Watkins has the same kind of pull or influence that Caitlin Clark had in college until about her junior year. When Juju enters her junior year, that's when we'll be able to find out if she has the same kind of influence, same kind of pull that Caitlin Clark has. Because we've been saying it since March. These people literally migrated like birds to watch Caitlin Clark play. All these people are not from Iowa. Some of these people just flying from anywhere to come watch Caitlin Clark play. That's why I gave them the name the Clarkies. If Taylor Swift has the Swifties, Caitlin Clark has the Clarkies. These people are just spawning out of nowhere at this point. And for entertainment reasons, she's that entertaining to watch play basketball. But as far as Juju goes, we won't know what kind of influence she'll have until at least her junior year. Because that, in my opinion, that's when Caitlin Clark really blew up, was her junior year, especially when she beat the number one team in the nation in South Carolina in the Final Four. at that point, it was, if you were an Iowa fan at that point, it was like it's us against the world. Like y'all feel like nobody could beat y'all. It was like we went in the finals. We beat the best team in the nation, the championship. And then first Caitlin did it, and then we did back to her, and then now it's racism and segregation, and it doesn't matter if you're black or white. All that started happening. But again, comparing Juju, especially this year, because we'll be watching. We'll see how this USC team looks this year, because this last season, these highlights was really all Juju, right? She had a little help here and there, but it was really just a lot of, we got to stop Juju and the rest will just follow. But yeah, comparing these two players, I just don't see it. They have two different games. They bring two different things to the table. Juju is more of a slashing shot creator that can create her own shot and also hit a three here and there. And we all know what Caitlin Clark can do. So you guys, let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about Juju Watkins' game, especially this year now that she has a lot more scoring options, with Kiki Ariafen being a potential #1 pick, but definitely top 3 pick in this upcoming draft next year. Also has Tivo, Talia Van, who came from Oregon State, that beat Notre Dame in the tournament. So Juju has a lot of help. So we'll see if her stats rise in some categories, takes a fall, takes a dip in some categories. We'll see how that turns out. But anyways, I'm going to end this video off here. You guys let me know down below in the comments how you feel about this comparison to Juju versus Caitlin Clark. Who do you think is better? Who do you think will have a better career in the long run? And I'm going to see you guys. Quick fun fact before we leave. For those that don't follow college sports, USC is no longer in the Pac-12. I think the Pac-12 kind of like exploded in a way to where all the teams are officially scattered around in different places. But USC is officially in the Big Ten, where Iowa is in now. So we could have had, if Caitlin Clark decided not to play in the WNBA this year and stayed in college another year, we could have got Juju versus Caitlin Clark this year to really settle the debate. Or USC could have beat UConn, and then they would have played in the Final Four, which would have been even crazier. But yeah, just wanted to say that real quick, and I'll see you guys in the next video.